Previously on Gus Tulip, Private Dick. Gus followed a lead to the Chubby Quiche Cafe.
Oi, oi, I'm Stumpy, and I'll be your waiter today.
Where he met Benson Carew, a man who had known Bethany Muerte years back when they'd both enrolled in a program for aspiring spies.
We were split into groups and made to solve problems while observed by squirrels.
Benson had recently seen her again,
Right here at the quiche.
making plans with a tattooed man. Something to do with
The Unusual Inventions Convention.
But let's waste no more time and move right along. So strap in tight, cause here we go. March 10, 2012. Slow Drive, New Mexico. Duty Cruz sits in court, waiting on a judge's ruling. Duty pulled off an elaborate prank in which he disguised himself as a tree and came alive to scare passers-by on the sidewalk.
Boo.
Unfortunately, one of them jumped backwards into traffic and was killed by a bus. The courthouse walls are pink. The charge is manslaughter, and the judge looks very much like a man just waiting to become a sperm donor to a lesbian couple he doesn't even know yet. But that's all beside the point right now. This is also not the tale of Ned Bafouet, a 32-year-old accountant from Calamity, Wisconsin, who has a dog growing out of his chest. And not a small one, like a Pomeranian or teacup Yorkie. This is a Neapolitan Mastiff, veering slightly left out of his ribcage. Only the head and front two legs, to be clear, though slobbering away. But none of that matters at the moment, because, as I mentioned, that's Ned's story and not ours. Instead, our narrative picks up again at the Silky Fig, the discreet but superb bordello where Gus is right this minute negotiating with Madame Dijon about his prospects for the evening.
Oh. So, I guess you will be wanting Diana again, Honeygood. She is our spiciest Scotch bonnet, after all.
But Gus doesn't want Diana again. He wants a girl with a far less creamy cave. At 200 an hour, he prefers not to splooge in 3 seconds, you see. And Gus does have a point. Diana is known throughout the Twin Highlands, the Copper Plains, and the moist outer boroughs for having a perfectly baroque vagina. And how could anyone from this time period be expected to deal with such a formidable fissure and maintain any level of dignity?
True.
Sure.
I hear ya.
Yeah, that's right. Now, in case you need reminding, his name is Gus Tulip, and he's a dick. A private dick.
Gus Tulip, a private dick. Oh, yeah.
You might also recall that he's on a case, and one humdinger of a case too. In fact, his client, Dops Fabulon, called just a few days back to check in on his progress.
Tell me the good news, Mr. Tulip, and don't spare even the tiniest of smelly morsels.
Being a callous and sneaky bastard, Gus managed to finagle another hefty lump sum for ongoing expenses from that call. Said he'd been forced to buy a new suit, you see, with the requisite matching tie and shoes. Said he'd had to bribe 6 men, 4 women, 3 lawyers, and 1 stubborn orangutan. Said he'd had to make a small investment in a high-end moonshine distillery to get close to a man who could best be described as having never needed any adjectives.
Fuck him.
but Gus insisted each of these things was essential to the case. All lies, of course. He immediately spent half on pharmaceuticals and took the rest out on a joyride to all his favorite haunts. First, a visit to 9 Vice Larry to get a proper tasing. It don't really count unless you shit yourself a touch. Then, it was off to Cougar Boobs for a few bad drinks and some fisticuffs with the local teenage judo dojo. Before swinging by Nanny Rascals for some goulash and a spliff. It was sometime between 4 a.m. and Thursday when Gus finally stopped by the Silky Fig for anyone besides Diana. And here, now, he takes madness for a spin. He digs a deep hole and fills it up with sin. It's simply time to let the ogre in. Gus wakes up a day later with a hangover so well developed, it not only has a name, personality, and distinct mannerisms, but a rich backstory and range of conflicts too. This is a compound, purposeful hangover that has already chipped 3 front teeth stumbling down the stairs, made an underage cousin pregnant, and killed a one-legged man just for speaking out of turn. But that's simply how things go. When you just done low. So hard. For so long.
He done low. He gone did it again. He done low. He done low.
When Gus finally gets a handle on Tobias, oh, that's his hangover's name. Tobias Winifred Legume. It's time to get to work. His contact at the Bureau of Advanced Metadata Intrusion and Collusion, or BAMIC, has finally gotten back to him on that tip Pedro Beans provided.
Do yourself a favor, man. Look into an enterprise called Mang Bung Incorporated. I heard Muerte used to work for them on and off before the great vinaigrette embargo of 17. I'm telling you, man, there is something unprincipled about that entity. Something positively unscrupulous.
BAMIC's intel is pretty damn interesting. Turns out, Man Bun Inc. is the R&D arm of Wifeheart Manufacturing, which is a division of Funbird Pharmaceutical, which is a subsidiary of Blue Dung Industries, which operates under global conglomerate and umbrella entity No Flush Holdings.
Okay, fine, but what about all that?
Well, as it happens, Funbird Pharma also owns Rat Hat Industrial, which has an independent science and innovation branch called Push Caramba Technologies. And it's here that the strands of intrigue begin to intertwine. Because guess who's gonna be at the Unusual Inventions Convention? Guess who has secured a prime time booth? That's right. Push fucking Caramba.
No way!
So, yeah, off to the convention it is. But let's pause now for a message from our sponsors, because this program is brought to you by Big Chuchi's Seafood and Grill.
Big.
We got oysters so cheap you can order a whole tray of them and just leave it uneaten.
Oysters.
We got clams so huge you can take a power nap in them.
Nap.
We got lobsters so fresh they'll beat you at chess.
Lobsters!
We got shrimp so plump you'll have to take a dump.
Dump.
Big Chuchi's Seafood and Grill. Open all the time and twice on Sundays. Meth and shark fin in the back. Ask for Slim. This program is also brought to you by Scurvy Pete's Motion Sickness Tablets. Scurvy Pete's has blended 8 of the very best ingredients for motion sickness into a single convenient tablet. Just take one and you'll have motion sickness within the hour guaranteed. So don't bother getting in that car and forget about stepping onto that boat. Now, you can get carsick and seasick in the comfort of your own home whenever and with whomever you want. That's right, with Scurvy Pete, you can have your motion sickness and eat it too.
Available in pharmacies, bodegas, and any store with an old blind cat.
Okay, welcome back. It's good that you're here, because Gus has just arrived at the Unusual Inventions Convention. In fact, he's stepping into the large, busy hall right now.
Welcome to the 10th Annual Unusual Inventions Convention. Witness the future today or yesterday if you drop by booth 79B. Visit the slow regeneration fields and the chamber of suppressed deceit. Volunteer to have your arms removed and replaced with giant fruit bats. Please snoop around and see it all. And don't forget to stop by one of our food fabricators for some negative calorie noodles or an organ donor kebab.
It's a massive space filled with endless booths, where presenters young and old, humanoid and android, are promoting their inventions with gusto.
We have created a device that gives FOMO to mofos and turns mojo into the heebie-jeebies.
May I present Descriptionize? Spread it on anything and it tells you what it is.
Behold, the encyclopedia destroys villages with words alone, but only when used in their proper form.
There are simple creations, like fully disposable recycling, umbrellas for children with huge craniums, and pork juice silk.
Feels like bacon on your skin.
And there are complex innovations.
We have spliced the DNA of a fish with that of a candy bar. We are having swimming pastilles too.
This is a gender ambiguity ray. We have also developed a gender fluidity bathtub and sexual orientation dissolution tablets.
Several booths are offering real-time demonstrations.
Hello, mister. Are you familiar with the next generation personal hot sauce bot?
Zero.
Your command.
Gus walks on along a busy central aisle.
Slurpees. Giant amniotic Slurpees. Only $12.95. Buy 9 and get 8% discount on the 10.
Be a safe escalator user. Look left, right, and through before crossing the vacuum duct.
For a while, Gus gets stuck behind an old slow couple walking hand in hand, who are stuck behind an even slower older couple walking hand in hand in front of them. But he eventually gets by and carries on into the bustling hive of invention.
Here, at Gride Pussy, we breed cats with 10 lives and note the customary 9.
Wear this bracelet while you sleep, and the color brown will be removed from all your dreams.
With this device, you can actually eat your words and get nutritional value from them. We also have edible hats for lost bets.
Please mind the gap between the train and your inks. No children in lifts unless accompanied by a walrus.
Step right up, walk no further, check it out. Gus lingers for a while at a booth offering the very latest in advanced tasertronics and other bespoke shocking pleasures.
Behold, our full-body shock suit, engineered purely for fetish-based purposes. This entirely customizable suit will give you an experience far beyond anything your standard, everyday taser can provide. You feel the electricity inside, around, and all over you. Dagnabbit, you basically become a bolt of lightning. So, what are you waiting for, you knuckle-headed potato brains? Get your full-body shock suit right now for just $109.99. Only today, and only here, and definitely not in the alley behind Big Choochie's Seafood and Grill on Wednesday at noon for much, much cheaper.
Gus makes a quick purchase and walks on, heading deeper into the jam-packed venue.
Nibbling Funkus, get your Nibbling Funkus here. 1 for 6, 2 for 10, 3 for 5. The best Nibbling Funkus you've ever had.
We take your regrets and return them into soup.
You play with me.
According to his fair trade, cold-pressed, single-origin map, he is approaching Pushkaramba's booth. Check it out. Will he finally see the infamous Bethany Muerte in person? Will he finally see firsthand whether she actually keeps macaroni and cheese in her purse, eating fistfuls when peckish? Whether her eyes truly recall a sunbeam breaking through the trees to scatter morning mist? And whether she really smells of the best mistake you've never made? No, he won't, because he has found the booth and Muerte is not there. Instead, there is a man, manning it. Gus moves in for a better view. The man is muscular and has the word Macarena tattooed in bold letters on his forehead. His name tag reads Dr. Jonas Stinkwolf. That doesn't really rhyme with juice box, does it? No.
Not at all.
It is a sleek, swanky booth, featuring a console and 2 large glass pods. A curious mob has gathered, and soon Stinkwolf speaks.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How nice to have you all here. Yeah, you may be familiar with Pushkaramba's innovative work in the field of alternative energy and renewable resources. Yes, for example, we were able to harness human twitches, spasms, and muscle cramps to create a simple combustion engine. We also collected the energy released when a heart is broken, removed the impurities, and used it as fuel for vegan ice cream trucks in Reykjavik. Yes, there are many other examples of this business, but that is not why we are here today. No, not on your life, no. We have recently gone in an exciting new direction, and this is the work we want to share with you now.
As Gus listens, he notices someone on the far side of the crowd. Someone who looks eerily similar to him. To Gus Tulip, Private Dick, but female, older, shorter, skinnier, paler, bolder, and with much larger ears. Seeing him, she turns and leaves, and though Gus quickly pushes through the spectators to where she was, she is nowhere to be seen.
Yes, good people.
Stinkwolf claims Gus's attention again.
We have begun to experiment with organic content replication, with the duplication of living organisms.
Oh, so it's cloning? You're talking about cloning?
Let us not call it cloning, shall we? That is so lacking in poetry, so vulgar. This is not a laboratorium. We're not jabbing bunny rabbits with long pointy needles or repeatedly slapping the scrotums of donkeys.
Our work is clean, painless, and super snel. We are blending biology with magics. We are conducting the orchestra of life itself.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, that's totally different. Carry on.
Yes, but it has not always been, how do you say, smooth sailing. No, we conducted thousands of tests with all kinds of materials, and there were so many strange and creepy failures along the way. For examples, we put a strong young bull in the pod A, and in the pod B appeared a deaf old goat with erectile dysfunctions. When we used a fierce and healthy crocodile, out came a tiny lizard with tuberculosis and poor motor skills. Yeah, and we had similar problems with food items. For example, we put in a lobster thermidor, and out came a tuna sandwich that someone with an abnormally large mouth had taken a bite of and then dropped on the floor and stepped on twice. And also, a perfectly cooked medium rare Wagyu beef medallion became a rotten scared steak covered in fungus and infested with fly larvae. Maggots everywhere. So yucky.
Stinkwolf walks to the console and stands behind it.
But we have ironed out the kinks. If anyone is good at ironing out kinks, it is me, Dr. Jonas Stinkwolf. In fact, we have had some major successes lately, world-altering results, and that is what I will demonstrate right now. All I need is a volunteer from the audience.
Stinkwolf casually looks around till his gaze settles firmly on Gus.
How about you, sir? Would you like to be part of something truly extraordinary? All you have to do is step into this pod.
And there you have it, folks. We've reached the end of another episode. Let's do this again, real soon. This has been a Cantor Loop production.